Welcome to this Pathfinder 2nd Edition build guide. I am Frost and I will be showing you the Busted Rogue, a build focusing on always having your enemies off guard against you and doing a ton of damage while having good mobility. So let's get straight to the build this time, because this one would be a hard one to make a combat demo because it needs a group to work well, especially after level 8. Where you get your reactive strikes and you need someone else hitting the target to get them. So let's get straight to this. Ancestry. I went for Goblin, but it's not needed. I just recommend a small Ancestry, because using a medium mount is better than a bigger one, for a Rogue at least. Especially if your GM likes to put you on smaller spaces, like dungeons with tight corridors and small rooms. So, Goblin, Unbreakable Goblin for extra HP. As you can see, a lot of HP for a Rogue at level 1, 21 HP. As for stats, we are basically focusing on Dexterity and Constitution, while also boosting Int, Wisdom, it's always good, and Int. But you can switch Int for Charisma if you want. You could use a few Demoralize. That's an option. And Goblin also gives you extra charisma at the start. You can change this if you go for the other mode of ability selection. Then you will just have Dex and Constitution at the start. No bumps to charisma, but no minus to wisdom. For what I'm doing right here, it would be better, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. So let's keep going here. Weapons. You will have to start with short swords. You don't have the money for Exquisite Sword Cane and Exquisite Sword Cane's shelf right now. But you can get it later and it won't make a difference. I'm only grabbing this one because at level 10 you start to use the parry trait. But until then, short swords will do just fine. They will do exactly the same damage using two short swords as using these ones. You can see here it's d4, but since it has twin, it adds a +1 if you attack it with the other first. So in the end, it's the same damage. 1d4 plus 5, it's the same as 1d6 plus 4. At level 1, you will have to grab Twin Feint to have the enemy off guard against your second attack, unless you can get flanking with your allies, which I recommend you try to get. As skill feats, skills in general you can invest on whatever you want. I just recommend you going for acrobatics for Catfall and later keep up. I always recommend it. And stealth, since you are a Rogue, it's good to invest in stealth. You could also invest on intimidation. The Rogue has a lot of feats and skill trainings, more than other classes, so you can invest in a lot of things. Intimidation if you want to invest in charisma. Hacket, Thief Racket, it's the best one, at least for this build. You can add your Dexter to damage, and that's great, since you don't want to invest on strength. Gear, just a leather armor, it will save you for the rest of the game. And let's keep going for level 2. Level 2 things get interesting. You grab Nimble Dodge, so you have a reaction to increase your AC by 2. It's good for defense. But the important part is Beastmaster Dedication. You get your wolf. You can't mount it yet, since it is small. But you don't want to mount it yet, anyway. Since you don't have your feet to synergize with it, you want to use him for damage and flanking. So right now you will be striding to your enemy, commanding your wolf to stride and flank your enemy with you. He will strike and you will use your twin feint. Doesn't matter, just strike twice, it's the same right now. You could also hit train your twin feint for something else if you want, since you don't need it anymore. So the situation may arrive where you can't get flanking even with your wolf, so it may have some use. Level 3, there's more HP. Level 4, here, you won't get a hug feat, you just get 2 free archetype feats. Material Beast Master Companion, your wolf is now medium and you can use it as a mount if you want. But I think it's good yet. Keep using it for flanking right now. Later you will start mounting at level 6. Initiate Warden, you can grab your hero animal focus spell. So if your wolf take damage, you can heal it. Equal for a healing spell of a cleric. You can refocus in 10 minutes and get it back. Effectively get your pet to full health between fights. And even heal it during a fight if you want, if it's needed. Your damage, you were going for 2d6 and 2d4, that will see 2d4 plus 6 if you already have those weapons, or if you're using short swords, just 2d6 plus 4 plus 1d6 precision. At level 5, your precision damage will increase 2d6. So not a bad damage, 4d6 plus 4. At here, level 5 feat for the Goblin, I'm just grabbing Fire Resistance with Shard Goblin. If you are using other haste, these feats are not very important. 6 is a very good. Gump Up, that's what makes you start mounting your pet. Just by having him close to your target, he will be, since you are occupying the same space, your enemy is always flat-footed. If you have an ally close to it, your wolf will always be with you, so all enemies will be flat-footed against you, permanently, unless your wolf goes down. But you have a healing for it. And another thing, that's why we went with 2 archetype feats on the level 4. 4 is here. We are getting dual weapon warrior dedication. And with it, we grab Twin Strike. Actually, not Twin Strike, Double Strike. Double Slice, it's the name. Since you are using agile weapons, you get to strike with both of them and no penalty. So 2 strikes at maximum accuracy. And that is amazing for you. Right now you could be commanding your pet, getting close to the enemy, striking him twice, and using the second action of your pet from the commander to move away. And your pet has a good movement. If I'm not wrong, it's 40 feet movement for your wolf. So you can get far away from your enemies. Get in, do the damage, get out. And they will probably focus your allies instead of you. Okay, let's keep going. 7, you get your keep up. Weapon specialization for more damage, but let's go straight to 8. Level 8, another very good level. Opportune Backstab. Amazing reaction strike. With this, you don't want to run away from your enemies anymore. You will stay close to them. Which means you could get another feat here instead of this one if you want, or just wait until 10 to get the Twin Feints, Twin Parry, for extra AC. But the Incredible Beastmaster Companion helps your companion being more tanky, so it's also good. At this level you will just strike your opponents twice, maybe strike a third time if you want, but that one will have -8 to accuracy. And when one of your allies hit that enemy, you get to strike at him, to use your reaction for it. So you are doing practically all the turns, you'll be doing 3 attacks at maximum accuracy. That is a lot of damage, considering you are at 46 plus 6. That's 3 times that. So very good. But it gets even better when we get to level 10. Level 10, you grab Precise Debilitations. and the Twin Parry or the Incredible Companion if you switch them. With that, you can use your third action for +2 AC. And your animal always get one action, so you have 40 speed, even if you don't command it. If you command, you can strike twice, so 80. You hardly need it. But with precise debilitations, the first strike you hit against the enemy, you apply it to the enemy. As you can see here, there's two options. You will use the target takes additional 2d6 precision damage from your attacks. It won't work for the first attack, that will be applying it. But all the next attacks until the end of your next round will do 2d6 extra precision damage. And you do a lot of attacks with 3 attacks at maximum accuracy. That's a lot of attacks that you can hit doing a lot of damage. So your damage would rise to 6d6 plus 7 per attack practically. With 3 attacks like that. That is 28 average damage per strike, not counting crits or misses. So a lot of damage. Let's keep going, because level 12 you get another amazing feat. Preparation. You also get Twin Riposte, another way of doing your reactive strike. But preparation is the great one. With preparation you can use it. You won't be able to rise your AC again if you use it, but you can double slice for striking twice, and preparation. It gives you another reaction. So if 2 of your allies hit, or the same ally hit the enemy twice, you can get 2 extra strikes, going to 4 strikes against the enemy. As you can see here, 6 with the extra from the debilitation, 8d6 plus 7. That is 35 average damage per strike with up to 4 strikes. So you can deal up to 140 damage in a single round. With no crits, just normal hits. That is too much damage. It's starting to get absurd, and it can go even higher at later level. As you can see, your sneak attacks always getting up. At every 4 levels after the first, it gets a bump to damage. The Twin Riposte is if an enemy critical miss and strike against you, you can strike it. So it's another way for you to use your reactive strike if no ally hits the enemy, for you to use your other reaction. Level 14. Since we are not having a combat demo, I can go from all the levels here. Defensive roll. It says nothing about the mount, so it will depend on your GM. If you can use it, you can hold on top of your mount and stay on top of your mount still. But it's a good one with 10 minutes cooldown, but if an attack would reduce you to 0 hit points, you reduce the damage to half, probably letting you live. It's a good reaction, but not really that important, but it's good. Specialized Beastmaster Companion, another buff to your companion, making it stronger, and more resistance too. That's the important part, because you're not using it to attack, just to move you around and give you permanent off guard to your opponents. Let's go to level 16. Also, I forgot to say, this level you already have your runes. So I was saying about the wrong damage at level 10 too. It's not 35, it's 38.5, because there was the rune I was forgetting to put. At this level you already have 3 or 4. I think you already have 3 runes. Not strike, yeah, 3 runes. So let's put them here. So it's an extra 3d6 damage. Let's put flaming. Frost, and Shock. You can use the elements you want on here. But it's an extra 3d6 damage of various elements. So at this level, you also get your Exemplar dedication. So it won't show here unless I put the damage here. But it's an extra 6 damage. Because you are getting Exemplar dedication, grabbing the Gleaming Blades, and Twin Stars to duplicate your weapon. So now you don't even need the Sword Cane. You just use the sword. You want to use the cane shelf because you can duplicate it. So you get 2 of those. And for damage, we are talking about, let's see, 6d6, 9d6, 11d6 with your precision debilitations. So 11d6 plus 11 plus the other 6 plus 17. So it's 38.5, 55.5 damage per strike. With possible 4 strikes, so you are up to 220 average damage if you hit the 4 strikes as a normal hit. As I said, the damage is ridiculous at this point. So let's keep going. Level 18. Powerful Sneak. You are just ignoring immunity now. Even the few enemies that are immune to precision damage, there are enemies immune to precision damage, but it's like 5% of the total monsters of the game. So it's very few enemies immune. But even those now don't have immunity. Your precision damage can hit them. Twin Defense, another great feat. You can now keep your +2 AC permanently active from your weapons. So you just need to enter the distance at the first round and permanent +2 defense. Level 20, your last level. Enduring debilitations, you can now use, if you use on a boss or something, the debilitation, you can use this free action to apply it for 1 minute instead of 1 round and 1 turn. Improved Twin Riposte, another possible free attack with maximum accuracy. Improved Twin Riposte gives you an extra reaction to use Twin Riposte. So you are at a possible 5 attacks at full accuracy at this level. That is ridiculous considering you have even more damage now. We are talking about 8, 10, 13d6 damage plus 21. If we do the calculations, that is 66.5 damage per strike and a possible 5 strikes per round. That is 332.5 total damage for 5 strikes, no crits, no misses. And they are all at full accuracy, and the enemies will always have -2 to their AC because they are always off guard. That is a lot of damage. I think I have yet to see a build doing more damage than that per round. But that's really good. And that's it for the build. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you can use it to bully some enemies. And that's it for the video. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe. It helps the channel. You can look at the Path Builder link on the description and my Patreon if you want to look at this build or other builds that are for free there, or the paying ones if you want to help me financially and see all the builds. But that's it. See you on the next one.